Hey, everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and have a look. We have turned to the green, up 2.9% in the last 24-hour period, and 15% of the total volume is wrapped up in DeFi projects. The reason why I want you to pay attention to this is because all the top gainers in that top 100 by market cap are a part of a DeFi project. Arweave up 64%. They're a decentralized storage platform. And CeeLo up 44%. That is the governance token for a proof of stake that has smart contracts. It's a very growing network. And Harmony up 28%. That is a cross-sharding DeFi platform. And that is followed respectively by Kusama, Cosmos, Solana up 24 to 26%. So my point is that I think if you are really looking to add to your portfolio, you want to closely look at some of these DeFi projects because they're having amazing price action right now. Okay, countdown. We are just hours away from this recording. This is going to be a public call-in for the telephone conference, SEC versus Ripple. XRP holders and crypto participants who have a stake in this space will be able to call in and listen to the telephonic conference, and it will discuss the defendants or Ripple's pending motion to compel the SEC to produce certain documents that it doesn't want to show. It is claiming privilege on those documents. And any recording or the rebroadcast, whether it's on YouTube, Twitch, any type of stream at all, will be investigated and subject to criminal sanctions. So ordered, Judge Sarah Netburn. So be careful, don't do it. And I'm curious as to how many phone lines are going to be available. I haven't found that out. So it is going to get filled up, I think, quite quickly. But stay tuned to @Phylon Law for any last minute changes. I am sure Jimmy James will have an update if there's any changes to that. And attorney John Deaton, he reminds us that the SEC has already complained about the XRP community listening in. And yes, this was early on, and they haven't had any recent issues, but we want to max out those lines, but give them 0 to complain about. And if you don't get in, don't worry. Rob XRP @RobXRP1 is going to do an official live tweet thread. So he'll be tweeting the teleconference if you are unable to get to a phone or just didn't get in one of those lines, because if it gets full, it gets cut off. So I really hope to get in. I'm going to stay up late here in Tokyo. You can't get in early either. You have to get in at the time of window just before it starts. So good luck to everyone who wants to listen. And Dr. Rosalind Layton, wow, she wrote an article today that was just fabulous in Forbes titled "The Crypto Uprising the SEC Didn't See Coming." What she's talking about is blowback. This is the tsunami of action that is coming from the outrage on social media. It's a total meltdown of the SEC's credibility, and it's really proving to be a costly miscalculation on their part. The deliberate market confusion, the double talk, the exposed lies that we have all uncovered, just too many to count. And here is one example I posted yesterday where the SEC Commissioner Hester Peirce says in her own words that the lack of clarity has been intentional. Intentional. Listen to what she has to say here.
Right now, we have a very broad definition of security, which is intentional, because you want to make sure that if someone is raising capital to build a company, that is encompassed within our jurisdiction. So we have this kind of open-ended definition that captures those kinds of things. But that has been quite difficult for a lot of projects that are trying to do a token release, that are trying to get the tokens out there so that people can use them in the network, and the network take hold with network effect. And so what I proposed is you have a 3-year period where you make disclosures to the people who are buying your tokens. You update those disclosures periodically. You're telling people what the token economics is. You're telling them what your plan for development is. And when you tell them that, you better be telling them the truth, because you're subject to the anti-fraud rules under the securities laws. But at the end of 3 years, if you can show that your token is a utility token, essentially, or if you can show that your network is decentralized, then you can move out of the securities framework and you can go about your merry way without worrying about the securities laws.
So the intentional broad definition of that security law really allows the SEC to set traps, which in turn hurts many more investors, which they are supposed to protect. So I think that needs to be removed, the intentional vagueness. And I also tweeted out to Gary Gensler why he hasn't moved to adopt the safe harbor that was designed by Hester. So I think this is an example of where the pressure is on in a very public manner. In addition to that, there was a question in the deposition for Hinman where they asked if there was a video that he knew of the fireside chat that he gave on October 26, 2018. And I only can find a photo, and I am getting pretty good at finding things, like a lot of us who have been turning over every rock. So I asked if DAI could show some of his amazing sleuthing skills and find that video, because just a photo, as far as I can tell, or a few photos out there, are all you can find. Well, DAI had a good idea. He contacted the co-founders of the Tech Summit and has asked them if they can direct him to that video. So I really hope that he gets an answer. At the very least, those guys should be able to reply to him. So it's going to get very, very nasty. Yes, it's getting quite ugly. The SEC has filed just a few hours ago another motion, and this is to compel the turning over of video and audio recordings of the internal meetings at Ripple, something that they did not list on their privilege list, and it came out in the deposition of a former Ripple employee. And you can tell from this, the SEC is still phishing. Yeah, this is definitely phishing, because they say that they are claiming that they may be highly relevant, these video recordings. So they don't even know that, but they are trying to find something in the last moment, at last ditch. And they're also strongly pointing out that Ripple failed to notify the SEC of its recordings of these meetings. So it's far from over, in my opinion. All right, everybody, we are going to jump to the funk, but I just have one more thing to point out, and that was that last motion was signed by a trial attorney that just came on to the case. This is Pascal Guerrier, and he joined the SEC team on July 30th, and it's interesting that he actually is the one to have signed that last motion. All right, I am working with somebody in the community that is going to do something very fun. I'm going to reveal all the details on the 1st of September, but we decided on this theme, which is the autumn moon viewing, or what's called skimi here. It's a popular pastime that started out in the 700s in Japan, and it during the Heian period was really for aristocrats who would write tanka, which is a form of poetry. But it quickly was adopted by everyone, and it is now kind of sort of a Thanksgiving of the year's harvest. And it's done with a couple of things that are traditional, one is which are these round rice dumplings called dango. And the pampas grass is very much symbolic for this kind of celebration. It's a celebration of the bounty that came from all the year's plantings, right? Very, very common in so many cultures around the world. And the rabbits, too, are often seen because you are supposed to be able to see the rabbits preparing those rice cakes by pounding the mochi, which is in the shadows of the moon. Yeah, so I am kind of having fun getting this little sponsored event that I'm doing off the ground. And this year, the official night for Skimi is September 21st. And now, because of the kind of environment that we're in, so many of them are outdoor festivals. And this year, well, I think the one that really interests me is the one that's going to take place in Yokohama. And they're going to have a 6-night celebration. And every night has a different lineup for music. And I think it's going to be, there's a couple of nights that really have my attention. It's so nice to be out too in the evening time at this time of year because the nights start to cool off. And of course, McDonald's will add to their menu a moon burger that has an egg, which it represents the full moon. Or you can go to any one of the hotels throughout the country and they serve a fancy high tea with menus that have many, many round sweets, as many as you can eat. This is a beautiful, thing to participate in. And I think, well, last year there were a lot of photographs. One of the popular places to photograph is the Gifu Castle. This is one that was taken on September 10th, 2020, which was the official moon viewing night there. So if you do a little bit of research, you'll find all of the moon and castle pictures. Hopefully this year we'll have clear skies and people can have a chance to get something really beautiful. All right, everybody. Yes, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.